Hello there, partakers. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the Your Take Show, a show where we talk about improving our health through our food, because food is one of the basic ways in which we can actually get to be healthier, happier, and more productive. So let's get down to our first segment of the show. My name is Amanda. I am a nutritionist, and enjoy the show with me. So in our food thrown today, which is the first segment of this show, we're going to be discussing milk. Like you can see right here in my milk bottle, there is a very big excitement about milk, especially here in Uganda. Almost all families actually rely on milk, and that's a good thing, but we also have, sadly, some people that are actually intolerant to some of the protein that is actually in this milk, lactose, some of the sugar that's in this milk. So it becomes, unfortunate for them because they can't have this milk. But what is the good side and what's the bad side about milk? So when it comes to milk, milk is a very good source of protein, very good quality protein, so you're able to actually build up your muscles. So those who are looking to, have more toned bodies, have better muscle build-up for their body system, milk is one of the very good foods you can actually go to. But milk is also important because it has a very important mineral called calcium. Now, calcium is what's going to boost your bone health and also make sure you have great teeth health as well. So if we are looking to make sure that you have stronger bones and stronger teeth, then calcium, which is found in our milk, is also a very important food that you should run to. So even for the young ones, they should be having a dairy product. That's why we always recommend that you should have a dairy product every single day. But if you're intolerant to the lactose, don't worry, you can still have there are still so many other plant alternatives of milk. Did you know we have soy milk, we have almond milk, we have hazelnut milk, we have rice milk? There are so many that have cropped up right now, so you can still run to those to have another milk alternative. So milk is good, especially for your teeth, for your bones, and also for your muscles. We should be running to milk and having a good protein source, especially, which would help with also our structures, for example your hair, for example your nails. So do run to milk as much as you can. But like we always say on this show, don't have food too much. Don't have one particular food too much. Now, milk is great. We have talked about how good it is, but we also need to know that it can also be a bad food. Number one, it's a very delicate food, and so it can easily get you to have stomach irritability or, food poisoning or bloating in your stomach. So milk is one food you should actually take very cautiously. For those that are really disturbed by it, you can dilute it with some water. For others that are not sure about how it's prepared, say if it's not being prepared by you, you make sure that it's actually cooked to readiness so that you don't get any poisoning or any diseases coming out of having milk that was already infested with other disease-causing germs. So yes, that's one bad side to milk, but also it has a high fat content, so you need to be very careful. If you're watching your weight, if you're watching your cholesterol, if you're watching your pressure, then please do get skimmed milk instead of having high-fat milk options, because then you're not helping your disease or health condition in terms of its management. So yes, it has a high-fat content, and that's why we shouldn't have it every single day. Even if you don't have an underlying disease, you don't want to be getting pimples on your skin, you don't want to be making the pimples. If you have pimples or acne already, you don't want to be making them even worse, so you need to have milk moderately. I advise you dilute it as much as you can, or as much as you can take it, because some people may feel like diluting the milk too much will make it lose its taste or flavor. So yes, dilute it as much as you can with however much water you can add, and then have it in that form. So that is our milk dearest. Let's head down into our discussion room and listen to what people were actually talking about. So the first question is coming in from someone called MC Sugar. He's asking, my 6-year-old son doesn't like food. It's always a tug of war during lunch and dinner times. Yet he likes snacky foods. I have tried boosting his appetite with the help of a doctor. But now I believe you can help better. Please tell me what to do. So with food and children, it's a little bit tricky because their appetites fluctuate from time to time. Their ability to eat particular foods is also determined by, you know, their age, say their structures. You know, children grow at different rates, so some children may take longer to even develop strong teeth, and that may affect what they eat also. But you say he likes snack foods and yet he's not eating the other foods. I believe you might be exposing him to too much of these snack foods, or exposing him to too much food at the same time. It might not be only snacks. You might be having snacks and then our traditional food, you know, real wholesome natural food, but you might be exposing him at the same time to too much of it, and this is when it gets to spoil their appetite. It's like even for an adult, if an adult is sick, for example, and then you place a huge plate of food in front of them, they're going to even lose even more of their appetite at that point. So for children, don't spoil them too much, or don't expose too much food around them, because you might be getting desperate now because you feel, oh my God, he's not eating, so let me just put as much as I can in front of him and you know, see what he will eat and what he won't. That may not be very helpful in the long run, because he'd be used to having too much around him, and you know, the excitement to actually taste and eat different foods at different times will not be there anymore. So please don't put too much around him all the time. Make him be able to reach to one food at a time. So say if it's on top of the table, put an apple there only. Don't put apple, milk, juice, you know, cassava sticks, you know, and an Irish potato all at the same time on the table, because then he'll easily lose his excitement and passion for food. So put one food at a time, allow him to reach for that when he does, and allow them time also. Give them their own pace. You might want him to eat right now, but he may eat that food 30 minutes later. It's okay as long as he has eaten. And also, it doesn't matter the quantity that he has eaten, as long as he has actually eaten some. So don't be rushing or forcing so much for him to finish, say, the full apple. If he has had 5 bites of it, that's really great for him. And encourage him, always motivate him when he has actually eaten. Please do tell him why it's important, you know, maybe clap hands for him, just so that he can have it in his mind that eating food is actually a good thing to do. Yeah, I think I have answered that. But if you want more tips, we'll still give more tips down on the Facebook page. Our Facebook page community name is Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist. Please do join us. We'd be glad to have you. Also get down to our YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist. I am uploading a lot of health content there as well, some personal, some not, but all of it is just geared to make sure that we are eating healthier and you know, minding about our wellness as well and taking care of ourselves. So head down to my YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. I would be very appreciative of your subscribe and you just being a part of our community. On WhatsApp, 0782 152610, and on Instagram, the handle is Food Witness. Now, you can keep sending in your feedback, comments, inquiries, even as we go through the show. So let's get into our second question, coming in from Joseph Roman. Joseph Roman was asking, do oranges help in treatment of pimples, and how? Now, we know oranges are a very good source of vitamin C and so many other vitamins for that matter, but vitamin C is one of their flagship nutrients, and vitamin C is very important for our skins because it helps with the collagen formation, which is a very important part or component of our skins, especially healthy skins. So that's how oranges can be a real good treat for your skin and just helping it to recover and heal. And we also know vitamin C acts as an antioxidant, so in terms of pimples, if you're using vitamin C together with better hygiene, you know, together with more hydration, so more water in your system, and other nutrients that are important for skin health, then you might actually be making your way out of having the pimples and treating those pimples. We'll state the other foods and other nutrients that are actually important for skin health down on the Facebook page, so head down there as well. But yes, oranges are very important for helping your skin. Let's look now into our third question, coming in from 2 people. One is Patience Asha, another one is Emma Olinga, and they were asking, how can I gain weight without eating abnormally and unbalanced food? Okay, I know this sounds like it's coming from a person that has a really bad appetite and doesn't have a very good relationship with their food. Like food is just something they don't look up to, and that's why they're saying unbalanced and abnormal food. And yeah, but here's the thing, if we are trying to gain weight, I'm sorry, but there is no other way around it. There has to be a calorie imbalance of some sort, which means your calories that you actually take in should be more than the calories that you're taking out. Now, how you make that happen is up to you, because there are different ways, but you actually have to be eating food frequently. If you don't want to be eating so much, it's very okay. Actually, we do not recommend that you eat huge chunks of food, because it gets you to, again, to lose the excitement and passion for food. But eat small chunks of food, but frequently. So others are having, say, 5 meals a day, including snacks, and you'll be having, say, 8 or 9 meals a day, but small quantities. So you're eating like a baby, small quantities, and many times during the day. That would actually help you to gain weight and you know, promote for you to have that calorie imbalance we're talking about. Your physical activity also has to reduce a bit, so you can be having that calorie imbalance we're talking about from your food, and that would help you gain weight. Run away from stress. I cannot stress that enough. More foods that you can actual foods that you can have to be able to gain weight will be listed down on the Facebook page. Let's head down into our fourth question that's coming in from Judith Kamini. Judith Kamini is asking, what is the diet for high cholesterol blood? Now, with cholesterol, it's a bit ironic, because for you to be able to get rid of bad cholesterol, which is actually deterring of your health or making you have such a terrible cholesterol level in your body system, you actually have to eat good cholesterol as well. So you have to be replacing bad cholesterol with good cholesterol. And good cholesterol is going to be gotten from a lot of our nuts and seeds that we have. So many different options down here in Uganda. You are blessed. So look out for those, you know, simsim, macadamia, almonds, oyster nuts, so many nuts that we have in our community. So please do look out for foods that actually have good cholesterol, so you can be able to replace the bad cholesterol, and ultimately you'll improve your overall cholesterol body health. Fish is also a good run too, but we'll list more foods down on the Facebook page. Let's get down into our last question of the discussion room. Our last question is coming in from Businje Andrew. Businje Andrew was asking, what are the causes and effects of obesity on a person? Now, when it comes to obesity, this is a matter of overnutrition. And people may think it just means, you know, you are eating too much or having too much excess nutrients in your body, which is right, but it also is equated to malnutrition. So malnutrition is not just people who are, say, skinny and really lacking of nutrients. You can see that they actually have you know, they are very bony. Their body actually tells you when you just look at them clinically. But malnutrition can also be on the overside, which is overnutrition, and that is obesity. So those are some of the effects. You'll actually become malnourished, in the sense that you're having too much of one nutrient and depriving your body of other nutrients. So that's one of the effects of having obesity. But also you're going to be exposing yourself as a result of all the fat accumulation in your body system. I'm telling you, there's nothing good that comes out of that. You're going to be having a very high risk for diseases that you could easily be avoiding. Things like heart diseases, things like blood pressure, high cholesterol that we've just talked about, you know, even you just being able to actually carry out with your daily activities normally and function normally, that will become a problem for you. You might not be able to walk a longer distance as you used to before. You might not be able to walk up the stairs. You'll actually become a little bit handicapped at some point, if I could use that word or try and use that to illustrate what we are trying to say. You might be handicapping yourself to not be able to do some things that you would on a regular day be able to do. So yeah, we should be getting away from obesity. Some of the causes, like we have talked about, are the overnutrition and also emotional challenges that you might be having, because most of these eating disorders stem out from emotional imbalances or instability within us. So yes, you need to work on your mindset, you need to work on your mental health. You need to self-discovery is really important, because if you discover yourself, you'll be able to understand how best to take care of yourself and what actually matters to you, and that would really go a long way in giving you purpose on how you should actually eat also, because you're eating for health and running away from obesity. So yes, that is it, Pusinja. Thank you so much. Let's go now into the take of the week. The take of the week is coming in from snacky. It's in response to a picture that was posted on the Facebook page. Again, the Facebook page is Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist, and my YouTube channel is Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist as well. Head down there and do subscribe to the channel. So this picture on the Facebook page was actually of a group of beautiful looking women breastfeeding their babies without fear and without shame. And that was very important, an important message to pass across, because yes, the mothers of these days have been influenced by trends on how long they breastfeed, or if they even decide to breastfeed. But also, I think the community has a very big role to play in supporting these mothers. We blame them a lot for not breastfeeding, but do we look into why they were actually not breastfeeding and what they're actually going through as mothers? Some of them are first-time mothers and are completely bleak on what it means. But I feel like some sects of the society are not very supportive of breastfeeding, especially breastfeeding in public and, you know, even in working spaces, which should be looked into. So this is what snacky has to say. She says, every woman's dream is to carry a baby of her own. And I totally agree with her, because, you know, we all want to... if you're a Christian, you'd remember or recall God's, you know, sort of responsibility that He gave us to fill the earth and to subdue. So, you know, that's one of the purposes that we are here for. If you can, if you can't, there's so many ways to have children as well. So don't be dismayed. But if you can, it's a beautiful thing to, you know, give birth and to have children, bless this world. So do that, but do that with the adequate resources. Take care of these children, love these children, but most of all, and most importantly, don't forget to love yourself, because you cannot lie to anyone that you're going to love your children if you do not love yourself. So yes, I believe snacky is very right when she says it's every woman's dream to carry a baby of her own, but you need to be healthy first to be able to do that. You need to be loving of yourself first to be able to do that. You need to have purpose first to be able to do that. So yeah, that is it from our take of the week. Let's head into our wellness quote, which I am leaving with you because it's sadly the end of the show, but that doesn't mean our conversation has to stop. Please get down to our social media platforms: Facebook, Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist; YouTube, Amanda Twebaze Nutritionist; WhatsApp 0782 152610; Instagram, Food Witness. So this is our wellness quote of the week. It says, "We've been so disconnected from food, we spend more time on dieting than on cooking." And this one comes in from Alice Waters. I believe this is spot on when it comes to what the trend of the world is with how we relate with our food. Here she says we are actually not being mindful of how we prepare our food, you know, how we handle our food, who's serving it, what are they putting in there. So we, instead of cooking and actually feeding ourselves because we love ourselves that much, we are actually working more on dieting. And yet if we just, you know, put diets aback for a bit and just focused on eating natural foods, eating simple foods, eating foods that actually are not highly processed, you know, eating foods that do not require a complex mechanism to bring them out. Just get them from the garden, you know, support your farmers and cook these foods as simply as you can. Would actually be more healthy than we are today. So she says we've been disconnected from our food because of that. We are more into the fear of dieting than into the positivity of actually cooking our own food. So please do cook your own food as much as you can, plant your own food as much as you can, support your local organic farmers as much as you can. your health really depends on it. Until next time, it's been Amanda Twebaze, nutritionist, and the Magic One crew. Thank you so much for all the work that you do with this production. Catch us every single Sunday at 6 p.m. on Magic One TV. Also, the repeat is every single Monday at 10:45 a.m. Our social media platforms are waiting to host you and have you, so get down there and get chatting with me. Until next week, have a lovely, lovely week. Bye-bye.